So someone once asked me why my hair doesn't grow, and it was a friend of mine actually. And while at the time I was extremely offended, it was actually true. My hair really wasn't growing, and I'm going to get into that story time today. Also, I want to talk about this hairstyle that I'm braiding in. So I've just trimmed the ends of my hair, that's why they look absolutely neat. Also, I'm going to be braiding in mini twists, and they're going to be braided in really small. And I'm moisturizing my hair using the Shea Butter Leave-In Conditioner. On top of that, I'm going to be using olive oil. And without further ado, let's start right off with the story time. So the person who asked me why my hair doesn't grow was my friend. And in case you're wondering, yes, she is black just like me, and we have the same hair texture. Both our hair is Afro textured hair, and we actually met at the university. We did the same course, we attended lectures together. We're very, very, very close friends. And I remember she always used to tell me how beautiful she thought my hair was. She would tell me she loved how dark my hair was. She was actually one of the main people who encouraged me to wear my hair in a fro. She told me it's not worth it, like having protective styles in. We should cherish our heritage and whatnot. And in return, I would tell her how difficult it is to manage this hair. I would always complain to her the pain that I go through, let's say on wash days. Every time I remove a protective style, oh my god, it's the worst day of my life. The nightmare of the pain I experience when I'm combing the hair out. The tender-headedness, the hours and hours and hours spent trying to detangle this hair. I always told her it wasn't worth it. And because my hair was so difficult to manage at that time, I always wore protective styles 80% of the time. And so she asked me, if I experienced so much pain dealing with my natural hair, why can't I just go and blow dry it? And that was kind of like a light bulb moment for me. And while I'm very much heat averse, even to this day, I absolutely would not encourage anyone to use heat. Heat is good, heat is not the enemy. However, it's when you use heat badly that it can turn into your worst nightmare. So when she told me to start blow drying my hair, I was very much in a predicament, because while I was scared of heat, I also had seen how healthy her hair was, and she was the kind of person who used heat very, very often. This girl used to blow dry her hair as often as monthly. Every time she would take out her protective style, she was running to the salon to blow dry her hair. And her hair looked extremely healthy. It actually looked really thick, and her ends didn't look dead at all. They were thriving. And while looking back, I'm like, I don't know the procedure she used to use to prepare her hair, because all those things matter in the grand scheme of things. It's extremely important to use the right heat protectant. It's also important to use the right hairstylist. And ultimately, I don't know who her hairstylist was. That may have been the contributing factor to her hair looking extremely healthy, despite the fact that she used to use heat as often as she did. And every time I would tell her that heat is going to damage your hair, she'd be like, no, it hasn't done it now, so I'm not sure it will do any much damage in the foreseeable future. And I was like, you know what, if heat has been good to her, I'm sure heat will be good to me as well. I went to the salon for the first time, and I had my hair blow dried. And when I tell you, this blow dry came out like chef's kiss. It looked like I had just gotten a silk press. The lady did it so well that I started suspecting that maybe my hair had somehow been chemically treated without my knowledge. I went to school and I told my friend that I think this lady put some kind of chemical treatment in my hair, because the way that my hair was flowing and bouncing around, it didn't look like just a blow dry. I was used to seeing people with blow dried hair, but the hair would kind of stay like, fine, it's stretched, but it stays like a big afro. But when that lady blow dried my hair was smooth, like chemically treated hair. And I actually told my friend that I wanted to cut off my hair, because I knew what chemical treatment could do. I'd seen people's hair get ruined by chemical treatment, so I was like, you know what, I'll just start from the beginning. But they told me, calm down, it's just a really good blow dry, and I just went with it. And I remember that was just the beginning. It was at that point that I started being obsessed with heat. From that day, I said I'm not showing heat mercy. I started blow drying my hair as often as every 2 months. It was not good, because I used to blow dry my hair the wrong way. I wouldn't use heat protectant. They would actually use grease in the hair before blow drying it, and I would go to just anyone. I didn't have a specific person I would go to blow dry my hair. I'll just take out the protective style, wash it, and go to the salon and have my hair blow dried. And sometimes they would actually blow dry my hair when it's as dry as the Sahara Desert, imagine. And at that time, I was very ignorant, and apparently so were the stylists, because they would not even bother to put a single droplet of water in my hair. I don't know if you guys blow dry your hair when it's dry. And During that time when I was blow drying my hair, I also used to wash my hair with whatever soapy substance I could get. I used things like liquid soap, any and every shampoo, washing soap, you name it, I used it all. And after I was done washing my hair, I would put in what I now call white people conditioner. And I call it the white people conditioner because it was just absolutely not for my hair type. Whenever I would use it in my hair, like of course to soften the curls and like to make it easier to detangle and whatnot, it would do nothing. I would put it in and leave it in for about 3 to 5 minutes and it would do nothing for me. I don't even remember what hair brand of conditioner, because it wasn't even a leave-in, it was a washout. I don't even remember what kind of brand it was of that conditioner that I used, but yeah, it wasn't doing anything for my hair. And after blow drying my hair for about 3 years, I could tell that something had changed about my hair. My hair was different to the touch, and also I could see that something was different, but I couldn't exactly pinpoint what had changed about my hair. But I knew that, a change had happened. And I remember that the last time I blow dried my hair, I tied it up into a ponytail, and not only was it really short, it was also really thin. And I remember going to class that day, and that was the day that my friend asked me, "Why does your hair not grow?" I was very offended. I won't even lie. I was extremely offended by that question, but I brushed her off and I completely ignored it. When I reached home, I sat down and I ran my fingers through my hair and I said, "Yeah, man, like something has changed. Why really isn't my hair growing?" And it was at that point that I knew that I had to do something different in my hair care regimen to ensure that my hair didn't like totally deteriorate into nothingness. So I went through the whole process of doing research on we've all searched those videos, how to grow longer hair, how to manage African hair. And I remember I did research. Of course, I learned about things like conditioning your hair. I learned about making sure that your hair is always moisturized, protective styling. And while there are very many things that I've cut out of my hair care regimen to ensure its health, the biggest thing that I did was cut out heat. And I haven't used heat in more than 3 years. And I trimmed the dead ends out of my hair. This is actually the second trim that I've done, but yeah, I'm happier with the health of my hair. And I say all this to say, just because one thing works for another person, it doesn't mean that it will work for you. Heat worked for my friend and her hair flourished despite the fact that she was using heat to style her hair. For me, once I used heat, that was the end, and I've not used heat in over 3 years. And yeah, you should just not follow the crowd. Do what works for you. Figure out what works best for your hair and do that. Anyways, next week I'm going to be posting the story time of how I learned how to braid my hair in a bathroom. Literally, that's the place where I learned to braid my hair, in a bathroom. However, thank God that, that experience came and went. So subscribe if you like. Bye.